Libra, dear one, listen closely. Because something big is unfolding for you, and it's no coincidence you're here. You're about to step into a divine window of winning. Yes, winning. Spiritually, energetically, even financially. And I need you to really take that in. From September 26th to 30th, a rare energetic alignment is unfolding, and you, Libra, are standing at the center of it. Let me ask you something. Have you felt lately that something is building? Quietly, mysteriously, like a wave pulling back before it crashes forward? Have you felt like you're being positioned, shifted, even tested? If so, you're not wrong. This isn't just a video. This is a divine appointment. A cosmic whisper that's been making its way toward you through numbers, dreams, synchronicities, or even a passing thought that brought you here today. Libra, you didn't stumble on this. You were summoned. The astrology of this exact period, especially the full moon in Aries on September 29th, is shining directly on your axis. That means truth, breakthrough, and rewards are being activated, but only for those who dare to believe they're worthy of receiving them. And let me say this clearly, you are. You are worthy. You've waited. You've persevered. You've stayed kind in moments of confusion. And the universe is taking notice. This is not just about the lottery or lucky numbers. This is about alignment between who you've been and who you're finally ready to become. It's about walking into a moment that was written for you long before today ever arrived. So take a deep breath. Let the noise of the world soften for just a moment. Let your heart feel what your soul already knows. This message is yours. Now, Libra, if any part of you felt a tingle, a tear, a heartbeat faster than usual, then say so. Comment below with the number that feels most aligned for you right now. Whether it's 1111, 888, or 777, let it be your energetic signature. Your way of saying, I'm here. I receive this. I'm ready. And while you're there, let me take a moment to say thank you truly. Every like, every comment, every subscription you give is more than a number. It's a ripple of energy that feeds this channel and this sacred space we're building here together at Zodiac Whisper Tarot. Your presence, your spirit, your belief in something more, that's the real magic. I want you to stay with me to the very end of this reading. Because the revelations that are coming next, they're not just predictions. They're invitations. Invitations to claim the abundance, clarity, and victory that have always been your birthright. So let's begin. And before we do, tell me this, Libra. What have you done lately, even in secret, that may have drawn this message to you today? Because I believe something you've done, said, or felt has already opened the gates of something miraculous. Let's find out what it is. Sometimes, what we call coincidence is simply the perfect alignment of divine timing and cosmic intent. The moment we're in right now between September 26th and 30 is not just a string of dates. It's an energetic corridor carved out in the stars, designed to push you, Libra, into your highest alignment. While others may go about their lives unaware, you are one of the few being stirred awake by something deeper, a sense that something big is shifting underneath the surface, and it has your name on it. The astrological events unfolding are not small ripples, they are tides. The Sun in Libra forming a harmonious trine with Pluto between the 26th and 28th is no ordinary aspect. It is a cosmic invitation for transformation, specifically in the realm of finances, power, and personal worth. Pluto does not play with surface-level change, it goes to the root. If there have been any subconscious beliefs you've held about scarcity, lack, or unworthiness, this transit is giving you the strength to uproot them. But remember, this isn't about forcing control, it's about allowing yourself to be guided into the version of you that already knows how to hold abundance with grace. Then comes the full moon in Aries on September 29th. This is your cosmic mirror. Aries, your opposite sign, activates your desire to act, to claim, to stand in your authority. Paired with Saturn, the planet of structure and spiritual discipline, the message is clear. It's time to tear down the invisible walls that have kept abundance at bay. Maybe those walls were built from past disappointments, stories of not enough, or societal programming that taught you to only take what's offered. But now, you are called to remember, you were never meant to live at the mercy of leftovers. You were meant to feast from the center of the table. And finally, the moon moves into Taurus on September 30th, touching down in the house of value, wealth, and security. Taurus is ruled by Venus, your ruling planet, making this alignment deeply personal and profoundly magnetic. It suggests that not only is there financial breakthrough available, but that it's tied directly to how you see yourself. The more you value your inner richness, the more the world reflects material richness back to you. It's never just about money, it's about your relationship with receiving, with deserving, with believing you are a vessel for divine provision. For those who live their lives based only on what they can see, these energies might pass unnoticed. But for you, Libra, tuned in as you are, this is your moment to stand in spiritual readiness. Not with desperation. Not with fear. But with peace and expectation. Like a farmer who has sown in faith, watered in silence, and now walks out one morning to find the first fruits glistening under the dawn light. And maybe, just maybe, you've been praying quietly in your lunch break, during traffic, or right before bed. Maybe you've whispered your needs into your pillow instead of screaming them into the world. If so, hear this, your quiet faith has been louder than you think. The one who sees in secret knows how to answer in public. And sometimes, the miracle isn't in the thunder but in the soft voice that reminds you, I've heard you. Now, receive. As you walk through this sacred week, hold your head high. Not with pride, but with knowing. There is no force more powerful than a soul aligned with divine timing. The stars are not just watching theory moving in your favor. So listen. Respond. And get ready. Because what's on its way is not random. It's yours. There's something profoundly powerful about the moments when we choose to act with quiet intention. No fanfare, no grand announcement, just a still, unwavering belief that what we're aligning with is already on its way. This is exactly the energy surrounding this sacred 5-day window for Libra. From September 26th to 30th, the energetic field around you is uniquely open, making this ritual not just a suggestion, but a magnetic invitation to engage your will with universal law. This lottery ritual, though seemingly simple, is steeped in both astrological timing and energetic mechanics. During this stretch, the cosmos isn't just watching you, it's responding to you. The act of buying a lottery ticket in silence is more than a financial decision, it's a spiritual one. When you choose not to share the act with others, you're preserving the sacredness of your vibration, keeping it uncontaminated by doubt, comparison, or unconscious interference. Silence, in this case, becomes power. It becomes faith in motion. Writing phrases like, "I am worthy of this prize," and "I attract financial abundance," is not superstition. It's declaration. It's alignment. The subconscious mind is like fertile soil. It accepts every seed you plant, whether through words, images, or emotion. And when you write something down, you anchor it not just in thought, but in the material plane. It becomes real. Naming your desire, claiming it with clarity and confidence, signals to the universe that you're no longer entertaining the possibility. You're embodying the outcome. The placement of this ritual inside a very specific cosmic timeframe matters deeply. Libra's connection with Venus gives you an innate magnetism for beauty, harmony, and yes, abundance. But timing is everything. The full moon in Aries on the 29th lights up your axis of action and receiving. This moon doesn't just ask you to wish. It asks you to act as though what you desire is already yours. That's what this ritual does. It pulls your future reality into the present moment by way of emotional and spiritual embodiment. As you hold the folded ticket in a quiet space, whether it's under your pillow, in your journal, or on your altar, you're not just holding paper. You're holding potential. You're holding a mirror of your belief system. And if, each morning, you take a few moments to breathe deeply and see yourself already receiving, smiling as you check the numbers, feeling your heart race as the realization dawns, you begin to rewire your nervous system to anticipate joy rather than fear. To expect miracles rather than limitations. You don't need to be loud to be powerful. You don't need to prove your worthiness to others to be chosen. In fact, some of the most miraculous moments in history have been born from whispers of faith, not shouts of certainty. There's a reason some of the greatest financial breakthroughs and answered prayers happen when no one is watching, because it is in the private place, in the inner sanctuary of belief, that we meet the energy of creation itself. Think of this practice not as a game of chance, but as a conversation. A contract. A sacred dialogue between your soul and the cosmos. And while we're not here to manipulate the outcome, we are here to participate fully with it. This is your invitation, Libra, to say yes before the answer arrives. To prepare the soil before the rain falls. To open your hands, not with demand, but with expectancy. That is the heart of divine magnetism. And maybe, just maybe, that's why you were guided here, not just to watch a video, but to remember who you really are, a conscious co-creator in a universe that responds not to desperation, but to aligned declaration. So go ahead. Write it. Breathe it. Fold it. Bless it. And most of all, believe it. It's often through the most unexpected channels that grace arrives. And sometimes, what looks like a coincidence is actually the answer to a prayer whispered so long ago, you forgot you ever asked. From September 27th onward, Libra, the energy surrounding your chart opens a gateway for assistance, not just spiritual, but practical, human, tangible. You may not realize it at first, but someone is being positioned to cross your path, carrying with them the exact key you need to unlock something that has been frozen for too long. This is where astrology and divine orchestration converge. In your solar return season, as the sun illuminates your house of identity and relationship, Pluto in harmonious alignment adds depth, power, and transformation. But transformation is rarely a solo journey. It almost always involves another soul, sent not to complete you, but to activate what was dormant within you. This is not about dependency, it's about divine collaboration. Someone may enter or re-enter your life holding a message, an opportunity, or even an act of service that breaks open the financial flow you've been waiting for. Imagine a lawyer reviewing an old case file, something you thought was long gone, only to find a favorable update and reach out to you. Or a doctor who finally approves the documentation that grants you the benefit you were told you'd never qualify for. Or perhaps it's not formal at all. Perhaps it's a friend from the past, someone you haven't spoken to in years, suddenly contacting you to return something that once belonged to you, a symbolic and literal return of value. These are not accidents. This is how the universe works when it responds not to our outer noise, but to the quiet certainty we carry deep inside. So many people speak loudly about what they want, but it is those who wait faithfully in silence that often witness the most miraculous breakthroughs. The one who is meant to assist you may have been guided by a nudge, a dream, or even a delayed sense of timing that now suddenly aligns. And when it does, everything will move quickly. This is a beautiful moment to reflect on the truth that abundance does not always arrive wrapped in dollar signs. Sometimes it comes in the form of a person, a helper, a bridge, a carrier of closure, a deliverer of breakthrough. And when they show up, your only job is to recognize the synchronicity for what it is and say yes. Receive with grace. Don't question the timing. Don't try to make sense of why now and not before. What was once blocked is now flowing, not because you pushed harder but because something within you softened enough to allow it in. In moments like these, I'm always reminded of the quiet power of faith in action. There's a story I once heard of a woman who had been praying for financial help during a difficult season. Nothing seemed to change for months. Then one day, a neighbor she barely knew knocked on her door and said, "I don't know why, but I feel I'm supposed to give you this," handing her an envelope with the exact amount she needed to pay off her overdue rent. That woman didn't cry out loud every day. She simply held space for the miracle to find its way to her, and it did. So, Libra, if you've been waiting, hoping, holding your breath, exhale now. Help is on the way. And when it comes, let it in. Let it remind you that you were never forgotten, only being prepared. And that what you thought was silence was actually the sound of alignment forming behind the scenes. The universe hasn't just heard you, it's already responded. The message is just now arriving. Not all blessings come in the form you expect. Sometimes, it's not the lottery ticket that changes your life but the spark of an idea, a sudden moment of clarity, or a whisper from your intuition that says, "Do this now." During this window between September 26th and 30th, the energy moving through Libra isn't just about luck, it's about awareness. What looks like a coincidence might actually be an encoded message from the universe. And the question is, are you still enough on the inside to catch it? When you feel drawn to write something down in the middle of the night, when a random number keeps showing up on your receipts, clocks, or dreams, pause and pay attention. Those repetitive signs are not random. In energetic alignment, repetition is resonance. It's a message echoing until you're ready to hear it. Many people shrug off such signs. But those who trust that nudge are the ones who often experience breakthroughs seemingly out of nowhere. Except it's not nowhere. It's from the unseen realm of possibilities that your energy has opened. This is the season where ideas can become income, and insights can become invitations. You may receive a phone call or email that seems unrelated to your desires, but leads to something bigger. Or maybe you suddenly feel compelled to revisit a passion project you shelved years ago. The stars are activating your creative potential and sharpening your discernment. What you do with it hats where your power lies. It's important not to overlook the power of inspired action. We often wait for perfect conditions to begin enough money, time, support, or confidence. But the truth is, the universe often rewards motion, not perfection. Taking that first step, making that small move, writing that pitch, sending that email, it tells life, I'm ready. And when you're ready, the path lights up. Maybe not all at once, but enough for your next step to appear. I once worked with a woman who journaled every day during a planetary transit much like this one. She never won the lottery, but she did win something bigger. In one of her meditations, she had a visual of a candle-making business. Nothing unusual except that she couldn't let go of the image. Long story short, within 3 months, she started making candles in her kitchen. Within a year, she was supplying boutiques across the state. That image wasn't a random thought. It was a preview of divine potential. So Libra, what image is trying to find you? What idea keeps returning, even when you brush it aside? What intuitive spark feels louder than logic? This is the moment to stop doubting and start documenting. Keep a notebook near your bed. Let your dreams spill out before the day distracts you. Pay attention to the phrase someone repeats around you. Look deeper into the opportunity you thought you missed. Sometimes, the best doors come back twice. And if all you receive this week is a sentence, a feeling, or a strange alignment of events, treat it like sacred currency. Honor it. Don't talk yourself out of it. The soul doesn't speak in paragraphs. It speaks in symbols, sparks, and signs. And this week, you are tuned in. The energy of winning isn't always about a number being drawn sometimes. It's about the moment you decide to act on what your heart already knows. Because in truth, what you believe is possible begins to believe in you too. And when that happens, the universe doesn't need to shout. It just needs you to say yes. There's something quiet and holy about the moments when we choose to believe before the evidence appears. When we act not because we see the outcome but because something deep inside us whispers that it's coming. That's not just optimism. That's faith in motion. And it is in this space, Libra, that your greatest shift begins, not when the money arrives, not when the results are guaranteed, but when your soul stands in agreement with something bigger than circumstance. So often we confuse miracles with magic. We expect sudden, dazzling explosions of change. But many of the most profound breakthroughs begin in silence between you and the unseen. This is the week to return to that space. Not with fear, not with desperation, but with calm expectancy. Because sometimes, the most powerful key to abundance isn't a strategy. It's surrender. And surrender isn't passive. It's the most courageous form of alignment. It's writing something down every day not to control the outcome, but to create space for it. It's saying thank you in advance, not to impress the universe, but to condition your own heart for receiving. When you write a sentence like, I am grateful for the blessing already on its way, what you're really doing is giving the universe permission to deliver what your higher self already agreed to long ago. There's a story I always come back to when talking about faith and manifestation. It's not about a jackpot or a game, it's about readiness. A woman, tired of her financial struggles, chose to write one sentence every day in her journal. I am thankful for the abundance that surprises me. She didn't know how it would come. She didn't tell anyone. She just wrote, quietly, faithfully, for 77 days. On the 78th, someone she had never met before, who had been following her blog, reached out. He had read one of her posts and felt moved to offer her the deed to a small home he no longer needed. She didn't win the lottery, but she won a life-changing gift. Because she believed. Because she stayed open. Because she dared to keep writing through the silence. Now I'm not sharing this to promise identical outcomes. This isn't about the house or the prize. It's about the pattern. The spiritual principle. What you continually hold in your vibration begins to shape the world around you. Not through force but through frequency. And this week, Libra, your frequency is ripe for alignment. The stars are open. The channel is clear. But your yes, your fate is what seals it. That's why you've been encouraged throughout this reading to declare out loud, to write your affirmations, to visualize the outcome as already done. These aren't empty rituals. They're energetic contracts. Sacred agreements between the seen and unseen. Every moment you speak as if it's already yours, you train your energy to match the vibration of the blessing. And maybe that's why you found this video. Maybe this is your day 77. Maybe you've been preparing in the quiet for longer than you realized. Maybe the answer isn't Aravinj, it's already here, waiting for your alignment to catch up. So before you go, take one last deep breath. Place your hand over your heart. And whisper something you've been afraid to believe in. Let the words reach the place within you where faith lives, not because everything is certain, but because you're ready to act as if it already is. The heavens don't need you to beg. They only need you to believe. Of all the messages that find their way to you, this one didn't arrive by accident. You didn't just click on a video. You answered a quiet invitation from the universe, a subtle pull that said, pay attention. This is for you. And now that we've journeyed through the signs, the alignments, the rituals, and the moments of realization, I want to bring you back to the most important truth of all. This isn't about chance. It's about choice. And Libra, you are standing at the center of that choice. The stars are not only aligned around you, they are aligning for you. You've been given insights, tools, sacred timing, and the reassurance that your heart has longed for. But what will you do with all of it? Will you tuck it away as another interesting idea, or will you act gently, quietly, but with fierce intention? You've heard me say this throughout our time together. This isn't just about winning something external. This is about remembering that you are not waiting on life to hand you your miracle. You are a co-creator of it. Your thoughts are blueprints. Your words are commands. Your actions, no matter how small, are seeds that echo back to you in unexpected, multiplied ways. So today, I encourage you to do something simple yet energetically powerful. Speak it. Write it. Declare it. Anchor it. Tell me in the comments, what are you ready to receive? What truth are you finally choosing to believe? Say it out loud. Claim it with the authority of someone who no longer begs the universe for scraps, but walks forward knowing their name has already been written on the blessing. Comment below, I am worthy of abundance. I receive my breakthrough from September 26th to 30th. My miracle is already mine. Because when you write it, you give it form. And when you give it form, you create movement. That is the first real step to activating the law of attraction, not from a place of wanting, but from a space of knowing. I know there may still be a voice within you that doubts. A part that whispers, "This can't be real. This can't be for me." But let me be the one to say what your soul already knows: this is real. This is for you. And it's not a dream you're waking up from, it's the future you've been praying into existence finally arriving. You have everything it takes. The heart. The timing. The guidance. The willingness. And if no one has told you lately, let me say this now: I believe in you. Thank you for sharing this sacred space with me. Thank you for giving your energy to something that matters, something that heals, something that uplifts. Every like, every comment, every subscription you offer to this channel not only supports this message but keeps the flame alive for others just like you who are searching for a sign. This is Zodiac Whisper Tarot, where the cosmos speak and your intuition leads. And Libra. I truly hope you stay with me until your story unfolds, because what's coming next is more than good fortune. It's alignment. It's purpose. It's destiny. Now, let's see what happens when you choose to believe.